Hey, welcome back. DC Fawcett here, the boss of VirtualRealEstateInvesting.club. Today, I want to show you some real-life case studies. These are deals I've closed in the current market using the strategies I've shared with you. And in this training, you're going to see some very big deals where I made a lot of money on these deals. And I want you to know that I'm not trying to impress you with how much money I made from these deals, but I do want to impress upon you how much money you can make from real estate when you take my strategies and put them into action. But all of that depends on the speed at which you implement the strategies that I'm sharing with you. Now, I'm going to head up to my secret headquarters. I'm going to pull back the curtain on some real life case studies, and I will talk to you in a minute. Welcome back to the secret headquarters. This is the third time this week that you've been in the secret headquarters. Wow, I must really like you. Okay, so today what I'm going to show you is some real life case studies, like I said. Now, some of these deals are pretty large, and I don't want you to think that I'm coming off as trying to brag or being braggadocious. What I'm doing here is I want to show you what's possible in this business. And I want to show you that there's a better way than what you've been doing. And it happens with virtual real estate investing. Because of the power of virtual real estate investing, we're able to do things that other real estate investors just can't do. All right, so let's get started. This first deal right here is the deal that I call Northaven Court. It's a property that we did on Northaven Court. We bought this property for $80,000. We put $20,000 into the rehab and sold it for $160,000. So as you can see, we roughly bought it for 50 cents on the dollar. And it had a pretty small rehab. $20,000 rehab is pretty much just a cosmetic type rehab. We put in a new bathroom, put in a new kitchen, put in new flooring, did a little bit of drywall work, did some painting, and that's about it. That's about as far as $20,000 will get you. All new appliances, did some landscaping, and it sold in one day. Sold in one day. Put it on the market and sold in one day. So what does that tell you? Sold it too cheap. But anyway, we don't get greedy. We focus on flipping properties quickly. That's the name of the game. You got to do it quickly to be effective. So after closing costs, it was a profit of $46,000. I got this deal from social media, and from start to finish, it took 60 days. And even though I call it a rehab deal, didn't mean it was a rehab deal for me, because as you can see here, I got it from social media. The lead source was social media. The strategy that I used was virtual rehabbing. I have a virtual rehabbing strategy where I have a team of people that do the rehabbing for me. I don't do any of the work myself. In fact, I spent about 3 hours total on this deal, including the acquisition, the sales, and the management of the deal. I didn't use any of my own money. I didn't use any of my own credit. And I spent about 3 hours on the deal. So it comes out to be about $15,300 per hour. So not a bad use of my time. For those 3 hours, I was able to get this deal done using my virtual rehabbing strategy to net $15,300 per hour. So that may seem like a pretty high number to make that amount of money per hour, but that's the reality of using virtual real estate investing, because you're leveraging the time using your system, leveraging your time using the system, and that's how you invest like a boss. Virtual rehab and virtual real estate investing is all about investing like a boss. You are the owner of the business, okay? The business does not own you. As an owner of a virtual rehabbing or virtual real estate investing business, I'm the boss. The system does the work for me. I own the business and collect the checks. And that same thing happened for you. The next deal that I want to talk about is on Willow Street. This deal, got it for $310. It was in a higher neighborhood. Got it for $310 on a wholesale. Sold it for $360 on the wholesale. And after closing costs, the profit was $43,316.76. I got this from a referral. And from start to finish, this deal took 7 days. There's the check, the closing check that we got for $43,316. So let's break down this deal. Got it from a referral on social media. Used a virtual wholesaling strategy. Didn't put any cash into the deal. I didn't have to use any of my credit on the deal. I had 2 hours of my time invested in this deal, and that came out to $21,658.38 per hour. So, as you can see here, another good deal, another good use of 2 hours of my time. Would you like to be able to use 2 hours of your time to make $21,000 per hour? Is that more than you're making now? And if it is, then you should seriously consider getting involved with this, because that makes total sense. This one here is a case study of a deal that we did on Little Road. I put this property under contract for $107, sold it for $130, profited $23 flat on this. And another deal I got from social media, used virtual wholesaling strategy. So it didn't take much of my time. I didn't use any of my own cash, didn't use any of my own credit. Took 2 hours, made $11,500 per hour on that deal. Is that more than you're making now? If it is, should you consider getting involved with virtual real estate investing? Yes, yes, and yes. So what's stopping you from doing this deal? What's stopping you? If I didn't use my own cash, I didn't use my own credit, and it only took me 2 hours of my time, so it doesn't take a lot of time to do it. You don't need cash, you don't need credit. What's stopping you from doing deals like this? I want to help you. So type into the comments below. Type into the comments below what you're thinking right now. Are you interested in this? Does this get you excited? Do you want to make this kind of money? You can do it part-time, you can do it full-time, doesn't matter. However much time you have to put in will translate into how much time you get out. You understand? So let me know. I want to help you. Put into the comments below. What's stopping you? What's your biggest challenge? What are you thinking right now? Let me know. I want to talk to you about it. Here's John. John's a student of mine. When he came to me, he asked me for help to learn how to do virtual real estate investing. He had no money and no credit. And I was able to show him the strategies that I use for virtual real estate investing. He did his first deal with no money, no credit. And by the way, he was on the verge of bankruptcy. 100% of the work was done for him, just like I showed him how to do. And he made $30,487.19 on his first virtual real estate deal. On the verge of bankruptcy, he did that. All right, let's look at another one. This is a bigger deal that I did here, the virtual real estate deal. I got this deal from social media, and we were able to put this deal together and make a net profit of $136,670. Larger home, we got a bigger fee. Bigger houses get bigger profits. There's also a lot of things that you need to watch out for on bigger houses that I can help you with. So luxury homes are great. I love luxury homes. I do a lot of them, but there's also can be a lot of problems with luxury homes. So you need to watch out for those, and I can help you, and I guide you through that because I've been down that road many, many times. Here's Maria Wallace. Maria Wallace is another student of mine. She did her first deal and made $22,708 on her first deal. She had no previous experience. She didn't use any cash or credit. 100% of the work was done for her using my virtual real estate investing system. And she didn't even have to leave her house to collect that check. $22,708. This is the power of what virtual real estate investing can do when you implement the system, when you put it into place. Steve Lay, He's a virtual real estate investor that I've done business with before. He says DC was a true professional to deal with from a wholesaler's perspective. $275,000 in cash to close on time in less than 30 days. I bought a deal off of him for $275,000. I brought cash to the closing table, cashed him out of his deal, got the referral from him, and none of that was my own money. And I brought $275,000 table for him on this deal that is called Belcher Drive. As you can see, this property is right here, is right near the water. It's 2 streets away from the water. I bought this house for $275,000. Our intention is to knock it down, build a $350,000 home on it, and sell it for $975,000, just under $1 million. The profit on this deal hasn't been completed yet, but will be about $300,000. I got this from a referral from Steve, and this is my virtual new construction strategy, where I'm building new houses right now in my market. I'm building new houses, and I'm pretty much doing none of the work on that. So I find the lot, I line up the money, which is not my money, and I partner with a builder. The builder builds the houses. We share the profits. It's a win-win for everybody. He's the one that using his expertise, I'm using my expertise, and it only takes me a couple hours to build a house because he's doing all the heavy lifting of building the house. This is how you invest like a boss. This is how you do virtual real estate investing. By working smarter, not harder. You understand? So I can show you all of these different ways of how to invest in real estate, from virtual wholesaling to virtual rehabbing to virtual new construction to virtual cash flow investing, owner financing, lease options, all very profitable, and they all have their place. But you've got to learn how to take a property and see what its best use is. Sometimes you might want to wholesale it. Sometimes the best use of it for profit is to rehab it. Sometimes it's better to hold on to it as a virtual cash flow property. Sometimes you want to sell it with owner financing or sell it on a lease option, so you don't have to deal with the tenant and all the tenant issues that come with that. Sometimes you do want to deal with tenant issues because you don't want to risk losing that property. You want to keep it long term. That depends on the neighborhood that it's in, depends on the market that it's in. All of those things are things that you need to learn so that you can leverage your time and make $10,000, $20,000 per hour. All of it is very possible when you have the knowledge of how to do it. Because we know that you don't need money, you don't need credit. What do you need? You just need the knowledge, and I can give you the knowledge. The next deal we're going to talk about here is on Orchard Drive. I bought this house for $120,000, sold it for $199,000. We made a profit of $45,176. This property came from a referral, and this was a virtual rehabbing deal. I was in this property maybe twice while the whole thing was being rehabbed and all of that, and it was very painless, very hands-free process that I have laid out in my virtual rehabbing process. This is where I got the referral from Garrett Miller. He said DC is great to work with. He doesn't play games and does everything he says he's going to do. That's how you get repeat business, by treating people like what? Treating people the way that you want to be treated. So let me ask you a question. Where are you at right now? Are you chained to a dead-end job that you absolutely hate? Are you unhappy with your current income? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to make money part-time? And would you like to spend more free time with your family, to be able to take vacations and just enjoy life, to have that freedom? Is that something that you're striving for? I can help you get there. And virtual real estate investing is the vehicle that has allowed me to get there, and it can help you get there too. And I want to show you how to do that. Allow me to show you how to do that. The other thing is about retirement. Do you have enough savings to last you the rest of your family's life? I know that's a difficult thing to think about because there are so many people in this country that the answer is no. That the answer is absolutely no. And they are in a very difficult situation because they don't have enough money to retire on. And it's very sad. That's a very sad situation. Because currently we need $1 million to retire on. And that's a bare minimum. To be able to live for 20, 30, 40 years after retire, you need to have $1 million. So as an example, a 45-year-old person working a regular 9-to-5 job makes, let's say, $100,000 a year. So that gives you basically roughly 20 years to retire. And if you don't have anything saved up for retirement at this point, at age 45, then you need to save $50,000 per year to get there. Are you able to save $50,000 per year with your current income? Think about that. Are you able to save $50,000 per year with your current income? And if not, then you need to make a change. You need to make a difference. So, this is from mybudget360.com. It shows an average 45-year-old person working a 9-to-5 job makes $100,000 a year. So you got annual wages of $100,000. Maybe you put $12,000 into your 401k. Then you've got taxes that come out at 21%. Gives you monthly net income of $5,793. You've got a mortgage. Then all of your expenses, from the gas, the phone, the cable, food, all of your expenses comes down to $6,819 of expenses. That's more. That's $1,000, $26 more than you're taking home. How are you going to be able to save $50,000 a year when you can't even cover your living expenses? This is a very sad situation, but it's a very typical situation. And if you're in this situation, you need to think about making a change quickly. Otherwise, it's not going to get any better. And I want to help you do that. I can show you how to change this situation. I can show you how to not only save $50,000 per year, but put a lot more than $50,000 per year into real estate investments that you can get into without any of your own cash or credit getting into them. Here's Cathy Alesi. And she was in this same situation. Her living expenses were more than her income. And she came to me and she asked me to help her get into real estate with virtual real estate investing. And I helped her. I showed her my system. She started using my system. She started implementing everything. And she closed this deal in 21 days. She made $16,000, $241 on her first deal. She closed it in 21 days. Look at this. The second deal she made $60,782.52. And the third deal, she made $26,988.93. So you put all of those three deals together, she's made quite a bit of income in a month. So would you like to have 3 to 5 closings like this every month? Would that change your life? Would that change your financial situation to have nearly $100,000 of income coming into your life per month? Would you be able to save $50,000 per year if you had $104,000 of income per month? Now, we talked about saving $50,000 per year. Would you be able to save $50,000 per month now and be able to do that in not 20 years, but be able to do that in 2 years? To have $1 million for your retirement, to have your family taken care of in 2 years instead of 20 years? But even more than that, then you take that money and you put it into cash flow properties. You start buying multifamily properties, and then it starts to expand, and it starts to multiply. This is how smart investing with virtual real estate investing works. This is what it's all about. I may have started virtual real estate investing for myself, but now is the first time that I've ever shared it publicly, aside from John and Cathy and the people that I work with. I'm sharing it now with you because I want to make a difference. I want to change your life, just like I changed John's life and Cathy's life and Garrett and Steve. The same thing can happen to you when you take action, when you make the decision that you need to make a change. And that's all I have for now. So I'm going to head back outside and I'll meet you out there. I have a few more words that I'd like to say for you before we wrap up our last training session here and you make the decision of what you're going to do to change your financial situation. Now that you've seen the power of what virtual real estate investing can do to put huge chunks of cash in your bank account, as well as the lifestyle it has provided for my family, I'd like to invite you to attend my upcoming web class, where I'm going to pull back the curtain on my virtual real estate investing business so you can see how it runs. My goal is for you to be able to start your own virtual real estate business, and I'm willing to do anything I can to make that happen for you. So register for the web class below this video, and I'll go deeper into my virtual real estate investing business on that web class. I'm also going to cover the simple steps to success as a virtual investor and how to generate more deals than you can handle, all for free from social media. Don't miss the social media section. This content in this section alone can make you a fortune over the next year. Now get registered for the web class now and add your comments and questions from this video below. Remember, you're just one deal away from financial freedom. One deal is all it takes to start your business. One deal is all it takes to get the confidence to do more deals. But you have to make that first deal happen, no matter what it takes. Don't give up till you get that first deal done. Now click the like button below if you like this training, and I'll talk to you soon on the upcoming web class. This is DC Fawcett, the boss of VirtualRealEstateInvesting.club. Now go invest like a boss.